Yep, Charlamagne the God.
Andrew Schulz.
We are the Brilliant Idiots podcast, back for another week of brilliant idiotness. This week's episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Introducing design intelligence from Squarespace, combining 2 decades of industry-leading design expertise with cutting-edge AI technology to unlock your strongest creative potential. Squarespace Payments is the easiest way to manage your payments in one place with Squarespace. Onboarding is fast and simple. Get started in just a few clicks and start receiving payments right away. And get discovered fast with integrated SEO tools. Every Squarespace website is optimized to be indexed with meta descriptions, an auto-generated sitemap, and more, so you show up more often to more people in global search engine results. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/idiots to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/idiots to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Let's start the show. Hezekiah Walker.
Hello, sir.
How you feeling, man?
Man, I feel good, bro.
Another great weekend of the life.
Bro, it's just crazy, man. We're still in the top 10 2 weeks later.
Crazy.
Like, I don't know. I don't even know how to, communicate it, because some people can pop in for a day, like being there for like a week is a huge accomplishment. But in order to be there this long, that's word of mouth.
Absolutely.
Like, you can do certain promo stuff. It's almost like related to kind of music, where it's like you can get a #1 album or #1 hit first week.
What that second and third week look like, though.
And that's how you kind of tell if there's true people. And that is all just people talking about it. The amount of emails and DMs that I've gotten, like, just people telling me that they're going through the exact same experience, or they went through the exact same experience. People telling me they were doing it for like 10 or 11 years and then finally had a baby. Like, people sending me fucking sonogram pictures and shit. Yeah, it's just like my DMs are just full of people that are so grateful they get to be parents.
Intention is important,
it's
man.
Beautiful.
Girl this weekend that just did the IVF.
Did she?
Mm-hmm.
And
I just recommended your stand-up.
And did she watch it?
I don't know if she watched it yet. She said she's gonna check it out, though.
Well, she will definitely relate to a lot of the stuff going on in there. So
Taylor's motherly glow is incredible. I've
amazing.
seen some pregnant women in my day.
Yeah.
Taylor, the motherly glow that you have
crazy.
on you. I looked at some pictures of you on Instagram, and my mind didn't even go to talking shit.
No.
Like it did, but it was like my mind was like, say something negative, and then it was like, I really can't in this moment.
No, it's unbelievable.
The motherly glow you got is incredible. I actually told my wife this week, I said, Taylor's going to be an incredible mother. And you know how I know Taylor's going to be an incredible mother? Because you can see how motherhood has already changed her just carrying the baby.
You're not getting any raise, man. You see what he's doing?
Shut up.
See what he's doing?
Taylor's definitely getting a raise.
Thank you.
This is how Charlamagne.
What you mean?
He builds you up before he says, "We ain't got it." Yo. We don't got it. That bank account ain't glowing.
Shut up. No, it is. People have been reaching out and everything else.
I'm teasing. You look absolutely amazing.
Megan, thank you. Shout out to Megan Taylor, too, for a Women in Radio event she had.
How you feeling, Taylor? Let's check in with you real quick.
I'm good.
Why do y'all dress better at those events than y'all do at work?
Isn't that crazy?
It's early.
I watch you, I watch Sim. When y'all out and about, y'all
First
look
of
like
all-
actual fucking professionals. You come to Breakfast Club and Brilliant Idiots looking like
First of
fucking
all,
slobs.
we got to wake up early in the morning.
Damn, how quickly you went away from motherly glow. Isn't it? This guy is bipolar, bro. This guy is...
We got to wake up early in the morning.
Shiny slobs, huh?
And what about you?
I'm a bum. I'm not supposed to look good.
Saying. We got to wake up early in the morning. Why do you
don't
expect
think you're a
that?
pump? iHeart Radio don't
Shout out to iHeart. Listen, I told Sim the other day, I said, Sim was somewhere, and I looked at the pictures, and I'm like, I left a comment, I said, you know what this picture shows me?
What's that?
It shows me that Breakfast Club needs a dress code.
No,
I
we
forgot
don't.
what event she was
That's
at.
right.
Might have
No,
been a
we
funeral
don't.
or something. I don't think it was a funeral.
No, we don't.
Huh?
We appreciate being able to go in there with sweatpants and everything else, unlike other jobs.
Yeah, but when y'all be looking real professional, like you looked real professional with the woman in radio. I'm like, she's underpaid.
Yeah.
I never thought that until I saw those pictures.
It's interesting that they get dressed up for something like that.
You know what I'm saying?
But not the place that they actually work.
Come on,
It's almost
man.
like they want to trick us into thinking that they're, doing something.
You know what I mean?
It's kind of crazy, right? Isn't that crazy?
No, I don't understand.
It's a tad bit crazy.
It's a little crazy.
Why do you think we should dress up?
I don't even know if you fit in that chair anymore. I think we got to
First
get
of all,
you.
don't do that.
No, I'm saying.
Are you comfortable? Are you comfortable?
We need to get you
I
one
can't
of
believe
these.
you're really pregnant. I think I just started believing it.
Yo, isn't it? It's just beautiful. Look at that smile. Look at that pregnant ass smile, man. Oh God.
And she be complaining. I don't want to hear that shit.
Nah, you can't.
I only complained one time.
Well, you should have thought about that when you was a little happy baby. You know what I'm saying? When you was in that little happy baby pose. When you was in that little happy baby pose, you should have thought about that.
Should have thought about it now.
I need more contractions, so I'm good.
Oh, you what are they called again?
The Braxton Hicks.
PJ, get the kicking.
No,
come on.
He kicks, but it don't hurt like that.
Oh, do you feel the kicks? Mm-hmm. How awesome is that?
Yeah,
it's
weird.
Unbelievable, right?
It's weird, yeah.
It does it. I don't want to get too political with the show, but like, does it start to like
make you realize why they shouldn't have abortions?
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but I'm glad you brought it up.
You know, what's interesting? I want to show y'all a clip then to talk about that, but not necessarily. I mean, I get why still white women do just for their life and everything.
Of course, yeah.
Like now, about to birth a baby, I don't.
How many months are you in?
Imagine. I just turned 6 months.
So I think that's the thing where it's like, obviously, as a woman, you want to protect women's right to choose, etc. But that doesn't mean you can't also understand where somebody is at the part that you're in, where you go, oh my God, I can feel this baby kicking. I can't imagine something happening.
Yeah, especially when you see it on the ultrasound too. It's just like,
having an abortion after you feel the baby kicking is fucking
crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's
crazy.
I mean, God,
can we just call it what it is?
Well, that's not gonna happen.
Is it murder?
That doesn't happen though. You don't feel you can't do that.
I was high this weekend. And I'll tell you the conversation that I had. It was similar to this. Because my daughter had junior prom last week.
How'd it go? She come home?
Yes, you goddamn right. Had a beyond reasonable time. Told you we had freaking we had cheerleading competition the next day. Yeah. And what was crazy is you go from junior prom to the cheerleading competition, and I was looking at like pictures of her enjoying herself before she left for the junior prom, and I literally said to myself, I said, yo, there's no way you can look at these girls. And it wasn't just her, it was her friends. And I'm like, you looking at these kids, and you're just looking at these kids, and you're like, why would anybody ever rob them of life?
Oof.
It's not. I'm not knocking nobody who's ever gotten an abortion. I'm just simply saying.
Yep.
When you see these kids at 16 years old and they're just trying to figure it out, it's like, why would anybody ever rob them of life?
And I think
so we should think about these things
100%.
before you lay down to do your little happy baby. Whether you're doing happy baby down with dog, just think about that shit for real, yo.
I think that's why there's much more support for it being done in like the first 12 weeks than it is after that. Because after that, when you really start to see the thing develop and you're seeing the sonogram, you're feeling kicks, etc., it is a very different thing when it's this, tiny little pea inside your stomach that you don't even really
That's
feel.
all I'm saying. And listen, I'm pro-choice. Everybody make their own decisions. All I'm simply saying is, if just think about it, like just think about
absolutely
that person, that child, that soul being able to come on this earth and grow. And then we started talking about like the wealth aspect of it all, right? Like, well, some people can't afford, to have a baby, blah, blah, blah. Most of us are the generational curse breakers. Most of us are the people who came to this planet and changed the whole trajectory for our families. So
keep going.
So
I think you're making a good point.
You could be eliminating the person who breaks the curse.
There are more poor people than rich people. So we can't subscribe to this thing like you can't afford it. Like,
that's right.
There are more poor people.
Great point.
Now, that doesn't mean that you're not putting a kid in a very difficult situation. Like, obviously, you've had situations very difficult as a kid, right? So, of course. But poor people continue to have kids, and those kids sometimes end up doing absolutely incredible things.
Most people are poor in America.
Yeah.
I think the number's like 70% of people live paycheck to paycheck. So those are the people having babies.
So that's the thing that I would have. Maybe this is the takeaway. The takeaway is not whether it's right or wrong. The takeaway is maybe you have a little more empathy for someone who feels that they don't want to do it. Maybe you go, oh, you're not being some crazy religious person. You go, okay, I get the relationship you have with your body, and I see why that's a decision that you want to make.
Yeah.
Is that fair? Like,
yeah, and let's just all be more deliberate with our sexual choices.
yo, that's another thing. Like, we gotta take a little responsibility.
a lot
Put
of
the
responsibility.
condom on,
Put the condom on. How about keep your legs closed?
Now, some people would be like, what about rape and incest? We're not talking about those. We're talking about having fun on the weekends and then you going, I don't have a condom.
Happy baby.
Happy baby.
Just to say though, this is my first pregnancy. Like I never ever been pregnant before.
Yeah, you don't have to lie, man. Like we're
I
having,
never have.
we trying to have honest
I'm
conversations.
not judging you. I'm just glad you don't judge. I'm not judging you.
though.
Even if it is, I still wouldn't judge you. I'm just glad that God said, you
it's
know
fine.
what?
Like, you don't
I'ma
have to
keep
go there.
blessing her with the opportunity to have them.
Yeah.
Even though she keep pew, pew, pew. You know what I mean? Like, don't be a pew, pew, pew. Yeah, I know some pew, pew, pews. I know some 6-shotters. I know some people who've had 4 and 5, and I'm like, yo, you might be going to hell. I'm gonna be 4 and 5 is crazy.
They got so angry at me, man. But I did say, like, at a certain point in time, like, when do we get involved? If it's 20,
20 abortions is
we
insane.
gotta get involved.
20 and
What
20.
do you say about teen pregnancy then? Like, are they?
It's a good question. That's a good question.
Are they equipped or not? Like, should they?
No, these are all great questions.
These are great questions. Listen, I'm pro-choice. I'm not a person that's like
pro-choice too.
I'm not against abortion. I'm pro-choice. I'm just simply explaining how when you look at these kids at 15, 16 years old and you see the things that they're enjoying, it's like, damn, man, give them a chance to live life.
You also, it's like you got to let us parents tell you our perspective. There's a lot of people who don't have kids that are judging our perspective on a situation. You don't know what it's like to have the joy of
a beautiful thing.
I mean, it's like unbelievable. So you can't imagine not having it. Also, like I come from a situation where it was hard as fuck for us to get pregnant. So the idea, you know, but I empathize. Also, the pro-choice thing. If you're pro-choice, you should be pro whatever that person's choice is. So if their choice is to not do it,
I'm fine with that.
I'm pro that.
But I'm also telling you that it is a beautiful choice to do it.
Oh,
in 2008, I couldn't afford. Me and my wife couldn't afford to have no baby.
Yeah.
I was fired the next year, literally.
But you did it.
I did it anyway. I mean, no, actually, I got fired. Oh, Lord.
I just had a baby right there. That was an abortion. Did you hear that? I just have one right now.
Yo, I think about
that
you.
was a. I thought it was gonna be a
I'm like, I watch you on these other podcasts. You don't fart. Why does this one you get? I'm like, yo, he don't fart nowhere else.
Honestly,
like,
that's what they think.
No, you know what? Though? I'm lying because I watch you squirm and I watch you do this shit. I'm like, oh, he wants to let it rip.
No,
so
I farted like 30
Saturday
times on
night.
Shannon's. I farted 30 times on Shannon's.
How do you control the sound at night?
So I can put sound, I can put smell. So that one, I wanted that to have some sound. I want to have some smell. But
farts and flagrant, no doubt.
I fart all the time, very flagrant. But I can control the sound. I control. If I want to let the smell out, I let it out. If I want to let the sound out, I let it out. I have a lot of control of my butt lips.
The moral of the story is.
Before the moral, can I show y'all this?
Yes, I do. But I do. I just was gonna say you don't want to be the person who is sitting in a freaking clinic. By the way, if I own the clinic,
who owns these things?
Who owns the clinic? I would. Do they play music in the lobby?
What music would you play? There goes my baby.
Usher, there goes my baby.
Same brain, yo.
Usher, there goes my baby.
I knew where you were going.
Ashanti, baby, 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 baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would be playing, like, every baby anthem you could think of. Justin Bieber. Baby, 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 oh.
Don't they already make you watch, like, a movie or something like that?
What?
Don't they?
No. What movie? Sophie's
They,
Choice?
well, no,
You know what I would do too? While you're in there, I'd have like a screen playing, like it'd be like just a screen, and it'd be like just regular like flowers and stuff. But then every now and then something would just pop up like, "You sure?" With a question mark.
Son, don't put him in charge of nothing.
There's
don't
still
put
time.
him in charge
There's
of
still time.
nothing.
Last chance. Last chance. What do you want to play? What is this, Taylor?
Right, so this
the headline says what? Things get really heated in this pro-abortion versus pro-life debate, and she starts shouting at her. Saying you're pro-abortion is crazy.
Yeah, that's another thing. That rhetoric is like weird.
Yeah, pro-abortion.
I'm not pro like amputation, but like if you gotta do it, do it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know what people's circumstances are. I'm never judging anybody. I'm just simply telling you. Life is a beautiful choice.
It's a beautiful thing.
When you watch them little ones grow up, man, it's just like, yo, why would you?
But if you asked us
take
this
that from somebody
when we were 22 years old, doing guy code, traveling the country,
oh God,
hey man, vacuum it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just saying. Time
What was
changes.
that Salt and Pepper song? Scoop, baby, scoop.
Oh, shoot.
I'm
No,
sorry.
scoop. Scoop, scoop,
Listen.
Can I play this?
Yes, you can. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Yo, we're not mature enough to have these discussions.
We're not.
I don't know who these
Fox
two
News
ladies
guy
are.
that's assigned to us, this is our bed, okay? This is our bed. Probably don't want to post any of these clips on Fox this week. We're going to get lit up on CNN, though. Let's go. Let's see the video.
Heart that if you're sharing you had an abortion, that there could be a child, I don't know how old, be 10 years old today, who would be cheering you on saying, go get him, mom, you got this.
I can promise
And I
you
think-
that would not be the case, because I can almost promise you that would not be the case, because I say it again, I'm in a domestic violence shelter. I've got a dog I can barely take care of. You're You're expecting me to sit here and let you tell me how I'm supposed to feel. You're trying to scare me.
I'm not telling you how to feel.
Yes, you are. Yes, you
I'm
are.
not telling you how to
With
feel.
your statistics,
But I am
and
telling you that your baby,
your statistics
your
and
baby
your
had a right to
information,
live.
with your statistic and your
Your baby
information,
had a right to live.
you are completely wrong. Because yes,
and I wish someone
yes.
had been helping you more.
Listen,
That's the other thing.
listen, but you weren't there.
deserve
That's
more
just it.
help.
Everybody always likes to say, "Oh,
That-
keep the baby, give it up for adoption." I know what our foster
But
care
that-
system
that-
is like.
but when you-
you
just to be
can't
clear,
tell
when
me
you-
I would have a child cheering me
Just
on.
like that, when you place a child
you
for
can't.
adoption,
Hold on, you're
they
not
don't
going
go
to
into foster.
You don't get to speak for my child. You don't get to speak for my child. Let's start right there. You don't get to speak.
It does break my heart that if you're sharing you had an abortion.
Speak for my child. It's like, oh, mommy would be cheering you on or everything like that. You don't fucking know that. You don't know that at all. You don't know what my child would be. I may not even have my child because I was so unfit at the time. Drug addiction, sex work, everything like that. Yes, I'm a proud pro-ho. That is exactly what I do. But you're telling me how my child would feel. And what gives you the right?
I
What
would
gives
hope
you
that
the
for your
right?
child.
What gives you the right?
I would love to respond to you. I think, yes, your child had a right to life. And I would say that I wish there were more people helping you at the time. It sounds like you were at a really rough time in your life. And I think that you mattered, that baby mattered, and you both deserve more help. That's what I would say.
That's what you would say. But you're saying my child be cheering me on
I would
right
hope
now.
that
You
if you
live
chose
that-
to parent.
that's the-
You
you
chose
said
to
you would
parent.
hope.
I would hope
You
that.
would hope. So all of this is going off of hope. Speak for my child. It's like, oh, mommy would be.
What is this?
I don't know
It's
what
just
it
a
was,
circle
but
of people
this is-
surrounding them with a bunch of red flags.
When the majority of people raise the flag, they change out the person that's debating the woman on the left. So they bring someone in who has like a very strong opinion on something, and then they bring, I think, like 20 people that have a different opinion, and then they all get to go and have 15 minutes to debate that person.
Well, I don't. Number one, I don't like this setup because you're never going to have a good faith argument.
That is the problem. It seems like a show that's set up for dunking, and which I think we have too much of in our discourse. But yeah, that was a wild one.
And by the way, you can't dunk on this topic because like number one,
It's too
thing,
heavy, bro.
It's too heavy and it's too complicated. It's too nuanced.
Yeah.
Like there's so many different things. Like somebody brought up rape and incest earlier. Somebody brought up teen pregnancy. Like it's too many
She
different.
says she was drug addicted, and
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Here's the conversation that I would have with people before we even get to abortion. How about be more responsible when you're having sex? How about not have sex at all?
Yeah.
If you know you can't afford sex, if you know you're not in a position to potentially raise a child, this goes for men and women.
Yeah.
Just keep your fucking dick in your vagina to yourself.
What we need to do is make sure every American can afford sex.
Listen, the
How
city girl said it best.
Talk to me.
Broke motherfuckers don't deserve no pussy. Now.
I know that's right.
I know that's right. Now, let's talk about this for a second. Do I think that, and by the way, if we all were actually living by the Bible, we wouldn't be having sex before marriage anyway.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So there has to be some type of commitment. Y'all be out here wanting to have recreational sex. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, y'all be sleeping with people like y'all rolling dice in the back of a moving pickup truck.
Oof.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to think about that. Like, if you know that you're not in a position to potentially have, to be able to take care of a baby, no happy baby. No downward dog from the back while he's sweating on you. And same thing for you, guy. You don't get to clap no cheeks until you get a job.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
Nothing.
That's
And
all I'm saying.
ladies, it is your responsibility, not ours.
No, I think it's both. I think
No.
guys should be responsible too.
Yeah, I mean, we should, but the reality is like sex is a woman's choice, not a man's.
That is true.
Because if a woman says no, then it's illegal. So it's like, ultimately, it is your choice, whether you like it or not. It is your choice to have the sex, because if you don't say yes, then it is illegal. So if it is your ultimate choice and your ultimate decision, you are the last line of defense on this.
That's right.
Yeah, but
And thank God, because we got no ability to control
even
ourselves.
like in your situation, you always together for a long time. The condom comes off. So
that shit doesn't it, huh?
The condom don't just come off, Taylor.
But you know what I mean when I say
made a
that,
choice.
though.
But
How have we not improved condoms? How can we send a rocket to the fucking moon, but we can't make a condom where you could feel a vagina wall?
But listen, we
we're talking about milk.
definitely made a choice to take the condom off, but we also have never had an abortion either. So,
Okay.
you know. I like this comment from M.Lee1031 says, I think that lady made the best choice for her situation at the time.
Yes.
That's the great thing about choice. That's why I'm pro-choice, because I don't know a person's circumstances. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But some of y'all be getting the scoop for no reason. 5 or 6 scoops
Yo,
is crazy.
it's
3 scoops is insanity.
Son.
Come on now.
I'm just saying.
Like, you haven't learned nothing yet. You're not even trying to be more responsible.
Bro, if you rob a liquor store 3 times in California, you go to jail for 25 years.
Mm-hmm. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
No, makes a lot of sense. I am totally joking.
I mean,
Fox News, we got your back.
I didn't even hear what you said. What you say? You said if you rob a liquor store.
There's 3 strikes, you're out.
Yes. I think this.
Whoa.
No. I'm not saying you should go to jail. I'm just simply saying after 3 abortions, somebody should have to interview. You should have to keep record of them.
Yep.
After 3, somebody got to be like, whoa.
Now, what if a guy gets 3?
Maybe they cost more.
Yo, the price goes up.
Yeah.
What if the guy gets...
For real.
How about this? What if a guy gets 10 women pregnant? Shouldn't we start looking into him a little bit? Like,
what's his money like?
Elon can afford it.
Elon can afford it. Nick can afford it. Who would he? It all depends on what's his money like.
That's true. If a woman's wealthy enough to have them.
God damn.
Now you're talking crazy. Now if a woman makes a certain amount of money, she's not even allowed to get it.
I just want the
record like welfare.
to show you're pro-choice, right?
I am pro-choice. I want women to do whatever they want with their bodies.
We're just simply telling you as parents the beauty of watching kids grow.
We're also not mature enough to have this conversation. I don't even know why we would have it.
Let's abort it. Let's kill this conversation. Let's kill it.
My
Kill the
God.
conversation. What's next, Taylor? What else do we got? What else do we have, Taylor? Huh? What else do we have? See, the headline of this is longer than mine. I don't want to see no big dicks today, Taylor. I'm not in the mood.
It's not. It's a story. It's funny.
But is it about penis size?
Yeah.
All right, let me hear. You know what they say about cocktails. Pour me one and tell me one.
So basically, just to paraphrase, this guy is a swinger with his girl.
Hold on, how long is this? Make it bigger. I'll read this. His name is Jarrell Cohen. Bruh, I did some dumb shit. Took my baby mama to Atlanta, went to a swingers club and turned up. Bruh, me, her, and a fine-ass red bone turned it up. I'm done tapped out. I caught me 2 good ones. I'm drained. This big, black, 6'6" musclehead N-word came over and wanted to join them. I had to agree because that's what we talked about beforehand. This was both on our bucket list. Not getting too graphic, but follow me. He had a towel on. I'm not the smallest down there, no diddy. I'm a good 7+. This dude pulled out an elephant trunk and laid it on the other girl's forehead. I told him, you're not putting that in my girl. This heifer said, I want it. I took the hardest swallow. God damn! Use commas, motherfucker, and pause.
Yeah.
I took the hardest swallow and said, okay. I had to watch my girl get slaughtered. I even went over there while he was doing it and rubbed her forehead to tell her it would be okay. She was yelling, begging for me. She was in a zone, and I checked out mentally. It's okay when we do it, but that right there, nah. Fast forward to this morning. I woke up this morning in the mood like any guy would. I went over to her and started to strike it up with her. This motherfucker said, not right now. I'm still sore from this weekend. What the fuck? Who says that? I can't get what I want because she's still sore from this motherfucker. Real shit. I thought I could take it, but this entire experience turned me completely off. I want to break up with her, but I love her. I just don't think it could ever get back to where it was. Any advice? Yes. You get in a motherfucking time machine and you goddamn go find that motherfucker's mom and give her $350 to abort that little big baby she gonna bring into this world that is gonna slaughter your baby mama in the goddamn future. What the fuck?
Whoa.
Bro. Now you gotta say no.
You
gotta say
to
no.
know when to say no.
Low key, I think that should be the rule of one of these swinger clubs is like no dick bigger than mine.
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? Like, because that's really the insecurity that guys are going to have is you're going to get more joy. Like, if a dude with a small dick is giving you joy, you start going, oh, I got to work on my moves. Because if he got a small dick and he's doing all this to you, then I got to get better at sex. I can't get longer at dick. So you're not going to fuck some guy with a 12-inch dick and I'm going to be there patting the fucking sweat off your head with a napkin.
Yo, this guy said the dude put out an elephant trunk and laid it on the other girl's forehead.
No. If you can lay anything... If you can lay anything,
and then to say, you're not putting that in my girl.
You're not gonna do that.
And then your girl says, no, I want it.
No, that's crazy.
Want it.
No, that's
God,
crazy. That's
damn.
crazy. She also set your ass up. She let you have that little red bone, knowing that there was going to be an absolute murderer walking into that room.
Yo, what if? Yeah, I'm just saying this to you. What's the brother's name? What's his name?
Jarrell.
Jarrell. I'm just saying. What if your baby mama had this set up from the start?
Oh, 100%.
What if your baby mama already knew this six muscle head motherfucker? This motherfucker done sent her a dick pic through the DMs. Mm-hmm. She already knew what it was. She was like, yo, we gonna be at this swingers club. I done talked my boyfriend into it. We in this motherfucking room. You think that was a coincidence, Jarrell, that this motherfucking 6'6" muscle head dude with a goddamn elephant trunk just walked in and said, bomb?
No, that's crazy.
Shit.
Also, it doesn't mean the same for them. Like, I feel like you guys don't care as much about the physical. Like, I think in order for this to constitute as the same, he would need to, like, listen to the Redbone girl talk about her day for, like, 30 minutes or an hour, undivided. And then his girl would have to sit next to them just
I'm
talking
glad you're
about...
saying this, man. This is what women don't understand.
You know what I mean? How pissed off would you be if your man, if right in front of you, you're just sitting there patting my forehead while I listen to this other girl just talk about her day and I laugh at her little jokes and I do. You would be fucking furious.
Yes, it is. Women cannot have sex without an emotional connection.
That's not true.
This woman right now is thinking about that fucking elephant trunk right now. She's trying to find this man DMs. She wants to get to know him more now.
Not necessarily. She says she's sore. She don't want to go back to that.
God,
what do you mean she don't want to go? She is going to want to go back to that when he's hitting the middle.
You don't want to go back to that.
Oh, come on. Stop it.
Now, but I bet you it's a good pain.
It's a good...
I bet you it's one of those pains is loved. I guarantee it. That shit hurts so motherfucking good.
We get sore after going to the gym. We go back.
Because you know what I mean? Exactly, because you know it's good for you. You know one thing that Jarrell never said in this whole diatribe? He never said, she said, stop.
Oh, no, she didn't.
He said he had to go rub her forehead.
She was in a trance.
You know what I'm saying?
She was in a trance.
Jarrell said he blacked out.
Nah,
she supposed to black out. Imagine watching your woman getting fucked so hard that you pass out.
Nah, that's crazy.
God,
no, that is fucking crazy. Why would you ever do that?
Don't you break up with that woman, Jarrell?
I think exactly. That's what he gets, though.
That's exactly. You get what you asked for, and you get it because you asked for it. You want to swing, right?
Right.
You thought that you had the biggest dick in the world. You thought that them shit you see in pornos don't really exist, huh?
They do.
All right.
They do.
Come on, man. You in there swinging with your girl and then
what was that guy I showed y'all?
God damn, nah.
I don't even want you bringing that up.
Nah.
I don't even want you bringing that up.
I'm calling ICE.
I feel disgusted. I'm
calling ICE. Fuck the police. I'm calling ICE.
Nah, you got to call ICE on that shit.
I'm saying this man got a little Mexican in his pants. He's smuggling a Mexican right now. There's a guy in this club smuggling a Mexican, sir.
Sir?
Go get his ass right now. What do you mean he's smuggling a Mexican? That motherfucker had a Mexican in his pants. Go get him. Mm-hmm. Fuck that.
Fuck out of here.
What else we got,
That's
Taylor?
disgusting. You would even look up a story like that.
Why was that? Why do you by the way, you don't have to share everything on Facebook or Instagram or social media.
Yeah, I don't know why you share
Talk to your girl about that. And don't leave that woman because y'all asked to swing.
No.
There's bigger dicks out here. Now you about to see if she really love you.
Yeah.
Now you about to see.
I mean, this is nothing. This is YG keeping the same energy.
TR Politics, during his Rolling Loud performance, YG brought out a guest who introduced his Fuck Donald Trump record by impersonating President Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Not right now, YG.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna tell you something.
You
man.
off.
Not right now.
Why's Gary in his feelings, man?
About
you saw Trump say that. Trump said, fuck all them pardons.
Oh, I love that energy.
Trump said, no, I don't.
I love
that. That means we post-constitution.
No.
You can't be post-law.
Of course, but he's also like, yo, I had this chick sign an NDA and y'all grilled me on her.
It's not the same.
No, of course it's not the same. But we gotta keep it interesting.
Nah, I'm just saying, all I'm simply saying is we don't want to live in that world. Because you know what? In a perfect world, YG would be able to perform that song and go on about his day.
He should be able to do that.
But he won't be.
No, he should. It's free speech. We should be able to do it.
Sure, he should be.
But
Cash Patel.
Oh, Cash. Watch out for Cash. YG, watch out for Cash.
That's all I'm saying. But I respect it, though.
Everybody talking shit, just make sure you pay your taxes, man. Just make sure you obey the law. That's what I keep telling people.
You don't have to obey the law.
Nah, you gotta obey the law.
Nah, Trump don't care about the law. Trump's like, don't fuck with me.
Also that.
That's what that is.
Also that.
Fuck what? Fuck who? All right. Okay.
All right, can you guys tell me the Gary thing? But Gary got
Gary's just making content, y'all. Everybody takes things so serious. Salute to Gary Owens. Gary Owens was on his podcast, the Get Some podcast.
We love Gary, yo. Gary, I love you, dog. Don't let her get you in your feelings, okay?
Gary is responding to something Loren LoRosa said on Breakfast Club. Let's hear it, Taylor.
Breakfast Club. And they had Andrew Schulz on, whose new specials on Netflix. And I love Andrew, but they brought up the Kendrick Lamar thing. And I listened to it, and Charlamagne is and Andrew, they're having fun with it. They're going back and forth. And all of a sudden, the girl that fills in for Jess Hilarious, that was there when I was there a few months ago, they said, you know, Kendrick has never really said who he's talking about. Andrew's like, how do we even know Kendrick was talking about me? I go, and Andrew was like, Kendrick's fans were really coming at him. And when Kendrick said, you know, run up on your ops, Andrew was like, you know, in his mind, Kendrick gave the okay to run up on Andrew and his family. So Andrew's like, all right, if you want to play that game, I'm gonna come at you. I'm gonna say you're short. I'm gonna say I could violate you in prison if it was just us two. Things like that. Now, Envy, Charlamagne, and Schulz was like, we don't even know who Kendrick was talking about. He could have been talking about Gary Owen. And literally, their girl goes, ain't nobody checking for Gary Owen. And I was like, I tell you, this girl, I can't remember her name. She, I don't know what her issue with me is, but I'd be like, what? How did I catch a stray? I'm not even there. Ain't nobody checking for Gary Owen.
Because you're relevant, Gary.
In Baltimore. Somebody checking for me. Sold out in Nashville this weekend. Somebody checking for me. You can tell she like takes her hip hop real serious and the lyrics real serious. I can tell when I was there. I go, so she's like, you know, Andrew, how can you say that? And you know, you got almost was defending Kendrick, but I was like, oh, she takes those lyrics serious, takes her hip hop serious. It reminded me of like when Tyrese got mad at me because I said a joke. Like in her mind, I'm not a real celeb. I'm not a real entertainer. She doesn't take me serious. She doesn't feel. I bet you in her mind, if she was booking the show, she wouldn't have me on. I bet you in her mind.
This is true, Gary.
No, he's not.
No, it's true. Lauren told me.
Big enough to be on our show. I could be wrong.
Lauren said even when she used to work at TMZ never wanted to run up on Gary.
So we can talk about this in person. I hope she sees the podcast, and we're definitely going to clip this up. And I can't remember the name off the top of my head. I think it's Lauren, something like that.
That's it.
Yeah, she was trying to get on my neck about my divorce. I caught a stray with the Kendrick thing again. Like, you got to see it though, like, ain't nobody checking for Gary Owen.
Do we have that clip? Do we have Lauren?
You can insert it. It's quick.
No, I think if we got this on her page, it's quick. Go to her page. Listen, I don't. Everybody just making content. Like I don't see the problem. You know what I mean? Like I
love Gary though.
I love Gary too, but Gary, this might boil down to Gary not having a Netflix special.
What do you mean?
And he was gonna bring
go get the other one. It's the one on Breakfast Club.
Gary's had like 5 specials though. He's had Showtime
he wants
specials.
A Netflix one though.
Oh.
That's his thing. Like he really wants a Netflix special.
I mean,
he's got a special on YouTube now.
He does YouTube.
Yes.
He's had a bunch of like Showtime specials. Don't let any streamer define you, Gary. You're fucking killing it. You've been in the game forever. A lot of people don't realize that like longevity is one of the most impressive things in this fucking entertainment industry. He's making real money, bro.
That's all that matters. You making money. Like, are you making money doing what it is? I'm not about to give Gary no pep talk because that even sounds worse. Gary, I fuck with you. You know I fuck with you. You know what I'm saying?
I love you, Gary.
Every now and then I send Gary a text just like, what's up?
Damn, bro, you a really good guy, man.
I do.
Hey, you do that?
on.
You check in?
So, like Gary texted me, "What's up, man? This Gary Owen, new cell." What I said?
He said, "Oh, you were a fucking mean guy, bro. You were a mean guy." He said, you saying.
I only save people who have a Netflix special in my phone. And then Gary goes, "Yeah, delete it." They said no again.
Gary,
Nah,
I love you, Gary.
No, it ain't this one. It's the other one.
What? The other one?
Well, go to Lauren's page. I saw it on Lauren's page. Go to Lauren's page. They posted a clip today.
Yo, let me tell you something about that Breakfast Club, man. I posted a clip from that Breakfast Club, bro. It was a clip of us talking about the white boy fun.
Yep.
Do you know what that clip did on Instagram?
What?
6 million views
That's
on
good.
Instagram. That's insane for a pod clip.
We're a radio show.
I'm just sorry, a clip from a radio show.
That's the only thing I keep trying to like. When you're sitting there on your
crazy
shows, when you're sitting on the show, just live talking, you're talking to 8 million people, and then the podcast does like.
No, I'm not surprised. Listen, I'm not surprised at the reach. What I'm saying is like it's rare that like, because we clip things all the time. Sometimes something might clip, maybe they hit 1 million, maybe hit a couple million, something like that. But like still 6 million was.
Hey man, God bless, man.
That shit was crazy.
The corn one?
You didn't find it yet?
Yeah. Eating the corn a long way.
Go to Loren LoRosa's Instagram.
I did. And this is the one when she responded back to it.
No, it's right there. It's like the first. Pull up her page.
Hi, Lauren.
Click on her. Click her page.
She's great, by the way.
Lauren's fantastic. Lauren's a beast. And the thing that pisses me off about right there, claps back at Loren LoRosa's comments on the Breakfast Club. The thing that bothers me, it don't bother me. What am I saying? Bothers is not the right word. You know what? I fuck with Loren a lot. Just like I fuck with Taylor a lot.
Yeah, of
like
course.
Jokes and everything.
That's your relationship.
When I see people in the comments like Charlamagne don't like Loren, none of y'all was raised off Martin and watching Martin clown Pam and his shows.
They weren't.
Y'all weren't raised off
don't
Martin
get
and
it.
Pam clowning each other, Pam clowning Martin, Martin clowning Pam. Like the fact that y'all think because I like to joke with Loren and Loren joke back with me, you don't think about that with Taylor, Nyla. If I don't joke with you, I don't fuck with you.
I say that again.
If I don't joke with you, I don't fuck with you.
I had to explain this to Shannon. Like, I was like, the people I make fun of are the people that I'm close
Yes.
to. Like, that's why I feel comfortable making fun of them.
That's our love language.
If I don't like you, you'll never even see me joke around about you.
And the shit that we don't do on air is probably worse.
Oh, we're gonna
You know what I'm
one day we're gonna release that.
Oh my God! Like we don't take like if I can't joke with you, I don't fuck with you. That's my motto. So yes, I fuck with Loren in a real way. She's dope as shit. She's great at what she does, and she's filling a void that radio, and I think this generation hasn't seen in a while. Cause you know what Loren reminds me of? Remember Miss Info?
I was about to say it. But I grew up in New York listening to radio, so yeah.
Yes. She's like that version of Miss Info. She's that type of personality, that type of talent.
100%.
And guess what? You need that.
Absolutely.
We still thinking about shit Miss Info reported all of these years later.
What a great name.
Miss Info don't get no better. Miss Info?
Yeah.
God, that's the most perfect name for an entertainment news reporter ever. Salute to Miss Info. Let's play this, Taylor.
Alrighty, guys. So Gary Owen over the weekend posted a video. He was upset about a quick comment that I made up here.
You threw a shot at smoke for you.
Yes.
He had smoke for you, Loren.
Smoke or snow?
Damn.
Wow. Smoke or what?
Snow.
That was more to you, not to him. To you, because you trying to be funny right
That don't
now.
offend me.
And let's take a listen to what Gary had to say.
But they brought up the Kendrick
We
Lamar
saw this
thing.
whole-
I listened to it, and all of a sudden, the girl that fills in for Jess Hilarious, that was there when I was there a few months ago, they said, Kendrick has never really said who he's talking about. Andrew's like, how do we even know Kendrick was talking about me? Now, Envy, Charlamagne, and Schulz is like, we don't even know who Kendrick was talking about. He could have been talking about Gary Owen. And literally, their girl goes, ain't nobody checking for Gary Owen. And I was like, I tell you, this girl, I can't remember her name. I don't know what her issue with me is, but I'd be like, what? How did I catch a stray? I'm not even there.
Wow, you did throw a shot at him first.
True.
That was a nasty shot.
Well,
Gary ain't do nothing
You
bad
have
to
said,
you.
why is he on the schedule? I've
did.
seen that before.
I heard it.
And you said when you worked at TMZ, y'all never wanted to sing camera
That
for
is
him.
not
I heard that too. I heard that too.
Stop, because you're gonna make him go live on Instagram and be
To
upset
watch him in
about
flashback.
nothing.
I'm just telling you.
He should.
Let's take a listen. Let's take a listen to what I actually said about Gary. It's like, okay,
How we
well,
know he wasn't talking about Gary Owens? That's the
That's
other
a good
thing.
point.
first of all, ain't nobody.
We don't know.
That's a good She did.
That's
She
what
did.
I'm saying.
She did.
You gotta own the shade,
Nah, she
Lauren.
did.
That's
She
what
did. Lauren, that was crazy.
You gotta
Lauren, I
own
love
the
you, but that
shade
was
you
crazy,
threw.
Lauren.
You threw the shade. You gotta own the shade.
That was crazy.
You gotta own the shade. She crossed her arms. You would have
Yeah.
thought she was related to Gary's ex or something. Like for real. Like she threw the shade, and when you throw the shade, you gotta deal with You gotta deal with
But
what
I don't
comes.
think it
you're
was
right.
necessarily towards Gary though. It was just saying like we all know it wasn't about Gary.
Keep pressing play because this next part was funny too.
Get to finish the statement.
Exactly, because y'all did exactly what
That's
y'all doing
wild.
right now, sensationalizing, and it worked because he got in his feelings and he basically tried to say, I don't even think he's a real celebrity.
You threw a shot at him
And
for
all
no
this
reason.
stuff. First of all, I have no issue with Gary Owen whatsoever.
Nice.
I actually enjoy him. I think he's been famous my whole life. Like, of course, you're a celebrity. Now, I don't know. Broken Family is on YouTube. Y'all should go watch it.
What's Broken Family?
Damn,
Broken
Jeff. God damn. Now here you go with shots.
What is it?
Broken Family
That's
is
his special.
It's his special that he was up here promoting, which
Wow.
is he got upset because he was
There
offended.
are a lot of rumors swirling as to why you hate Gary.
Why is that?
Why?
Well, sources say you're really good friends with Gary's ex-wife. Is that true? I don't know. I'm just giving you a chance to clear
No,
up
I
the rumors.
am
Is that
not.
true?
No, I'm not friends with her.
What else you heard?
Sources say Lauren hates anyone who loves interracial relationships because every time you break up with a man, he settles down with a white woman. I don't know if this is true.
that
I'm just
true?
asking.
I'm like 1 for 2 on that.
Okay.
Oh,
what,
okay. So it's
All
that's
right.
half true.
I
What-
mean, that has happened
What
in my
else you heard?
past.
What else you heard?
The only other thing I heard is that Lauren hates all Garys because your father's name is Gary.
Oh,
or his
good.
middle
Oh my
name
God,
is
your father
Gary.
named Gary?
My dad name is Edward.
Watch this part. Edward Gary.
Wow.
LaRosa? What
Edward Gary LaRosa.
Yo, I don't
truth
have
in any of this?
no issue with Gary Owens whatsoever, or Gary's, or white comedians. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to do, but I'm going to do my job.
Threw a shot at him.
I didn't throw a shot.
Unnecessary.
I asked questions that
Poor
I think
Gary.
rubbed him the wrong way, and he didn't. I was actually joking with him when he was up here. I thought it was funny, but obviously he didn't think it was
Now
funny.
we talking about when Andrew Schulz was saying you threw a shot at him.
That wasn't a
at him.
shot. That was me telling the truth. At the time, we all knew what Kendrick Lamar was talking about. That I can't say the word, but the Giggles podcast that Schulz was sitting down with.
Watch this.
Those jokes that Schulz had made, those were everywhere. People were waiting for a response from him and all of that.
You
And
say
then
Gary's
Kendrick.
jokes don't be everywhere is what you're saying.
Wow.
Is that what you're saying?
Poor Gary.
I'm just asking what you're saying, Lauren. I'm trying to help you clear this up.
You are just. Yo. You are
Shout out
just.
to Gary.
Yo.
Lauren don't think Gary's jokes be everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what I got from this. Okay? That is crazy.
Stop trying to divide us
What
whites.
you mean?
Okay? Stop trying to.
Yo, why don't y'all bring Gary into the brodosphere? What they call it?
The man is the
manosphere.
Brodysphere.
The broligarchy.
The broligarchy.
Oh, Gary into the broligarchy.
Nah, we need to bring
Why
Gary into the
can't Gary be
broligarchy.
in the broligarchy?
Because he wants to hang out with y'all. He don't want to hang out with us ever, bro. We always like, yo, Gary.
Gary, one
Gary.
little pivot. What can Gary do to pivot, yo?
Son, we just need to bring him in, man. Gary want to be at the cookout, man.
Bring Gary
He
on
is at the
Flagrant.
cookout.
You need to come
You
to the.
never had Gary on Flagrant.
You know what? I did
That's
one of the
fucked up.
earliest interviews with Gary.
Really?
Yeah, I did that show. The show that I had about the what's it called? About the creating offensive jokes.
Inside joke?
Inside jokes. It was called. I would do this shows.
Flag, you gotta bring him.
But it would ended up being a one-on-one pod that I essentially did with him.
Yeah.
And it was great. He told all these amazing. He's a great storyteller.
But that has nothing to do with Flagrant. Guys,
Yo, Gary need to be on Flagrant. Gary, you coming on Flagrant, bro?
Gary,
I need you on
it's time.
Flagrant.
Gary,
Gary,
be
it's
honest
time.
with you, I think you put your time in already, man. You did your BET.
He gets to go to. Is he good at the cookout or no?
I don't know.
Is he not? Is he invited or not
I don't
invited?
know. I'm at the cookouts. I don't got nothing to do with Gary. I don't know. I have my own cookouts, right? And I bring my own meat.
Damn. Just damn. Go to another topic, bro.
Taylor, what else we got? Shout out to Gary. Look, Gary is actually one of my favorite people to fuck with. Because I don't know who's worse, him or Donnell. Donnell is so funny to me. Yes, today's episode is also brought to you by Cornbread Hemp, man. Cornbread Hemp. Thank you for sponsoring this week's episode of Brilliant Idiots. Look, if you deal with anxiety like I do, or you're having any type of sleep disorders, if you're having some chronic pain from working out, you need to go get Cornbread Hemp, okay? If you're looking for a natural way to relieve aches and discomfort, the CBD gummies from Cornbread Hemp are formulated to work with your body, not against it, okay? I am a person who, throughout the week, sometimes I have a little bit of trouble sleeping, you know what I mean? I am open about my issues dealing with anxiety, and, you know, a lot of different things help me to deal with my anxiety, meditation, therapy, of course, but I'm not against any type of plant-based medicine, and Cornbread Hemp CBD gummies are made to help you feel better, whether it's stress, discomfort, or just needing a little relaxation. They only use the best part of the hemp plant, the flower, for the purest and most potent CBD. All products are third-party lab tested and USDA organic to ensure safety and purity. Right now, Brilliant Idiots listeners can save 30% on their first order. Just go to cornbreadhemp.com/idiots and use code idiots at checkout. That's cornbreadhemp.com/idiot to get 30% off your first order. Let's get back to the show. This is crazy. This right here, I'm not even watching this. I'm not even watching, but times is hard, bro.
Is this the clip you're talking about?
Is that the rat shit?
No. I do have that one too.
Nah. That's a good. Donald Trump stares down a reporter after this shit was scary. I ain't gonna front, cause I ain't never seen Donald look like that. It was like he was giving her the look, like SEAL Team 6, where you at?
Ready?
Look at this shit.
Mr. President, obviously you're concerned. You're concerned about this.
He's just the funniest human.
What are the hopes now?
He's the funniest human being.
He ain't like that shit.
No, she getting deported.
Big story tonight.
She getting sent back to wherever her great grandma from. Yeah.
Did they ever say who the person's name was? Because here's the thing: the reporter and the mic person not the same individual, right?
No.
Nah.
But I've never seen that happen to a president, so I'm shocked that had to be on purpose, right? That had to be on purpose. Like, have you ever seen that happen to a president? He gets hit in the face with a fucking boom mic. I've never seen that happen on a set. I've never seen that. Of all the time where we're hanging out at MTV and doing all those shows, have you ever seen a boom mic smack somebody in the face? You got one job as a boom operator. Don't hit the guy in the face.
I don't want to say it was on purpose because I just can't prove that. But yeah, that was wild. His look, though, I'm telling you, I'm actually shocked the Secret Service didn't intervene in some way.
We don't know if they did.
Not in that moment.
Also, like, low key, if this is another country, they could have put some poison on that fucking mic, and they could have killed him
on the tip of the mic. My cousin did some shit like that in middle school, man.
What do you do?
You put shit on his finger.
Well, that's not like that at all.
He told the teacher, he goes, "You got something on your face." And the teacher was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "You got something on your face."
Oh, no.
And the teacher was like, "What do you mean I got something on my face?" He was like, "You got something on your face. It's right there." You put this shit right on
way.
God.
They should put your cousin in jail.
Listen.
You can't wipe shit on a human being's face.
We were kids. I didn't do it. I just witnessed it. I would have told, though. If we would have got in trouble and we went to the office, I would have told on him. That's me doing my due diligence.
That is your due diligence. You're a good person, bro.
But also, that don't mean that he meant to do it. He's a kid. He's 7th grade. You scratch your motherfucking ass and then you put your fingers on somebody's face.
A professional mic operator.
Yeah, he did not like that shit, though.
As nobody would.
No, he gave a look, bro. I'm telling you, there was a look like, y'all just gonna let this happen to me. Secret Service got a stern talking to after this. Because number one, after he's been almost assassinated, I don't think people should even be that close to him.
Nah, bro. No.
Do they search reporters and shit?
Nah, bro. You can't.
I'm sure they do.
They can't find it.
What else we was gonna do, Taylor? What was the other thing you was about to pull up before Trump?
Bush had the shoes thrown at him.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That's different, though. This is crazy.
I don't even know if I want to see this shit.
This is crazy. How do you not try to fix the homelessness problem, the poverty problem in America, when you're watching somebody eat a dead rat?
Nah, that's crazy, bro. You gotta...
He's eating a dead rat in New York City, bro.
Nah, that's got to be set up. This is a setup. This is a setup.
Why you think that's a setup?
That's not real.
Why?
That's not real.
So it's filming it.
You can't see the person's face. You can't make out who they are. Like this is unsettling.
Why you gotta see the face? Like,
oh, don't show that shit. Move.
Bro, that's sushi, bro.
Stop
That's
it.
when you walk. That's when you walk into a restaurant. I'm not gonna say what type of restaurant, but that's when you walk into a restaurant and you just go in the back, open the freezer, and just grab something and walk out.
Son, are you trying to say something about someone who's not in the room right now?
Oh my God.
Why is he not here?
What's that Chinese restaurant Kendrick ate at in Toronto? What's it?
Ratatouille.
What was it called? What was it called? New Hong Kong? What was it called? That was crazy. Yo, how do you watch that video and not try to do something, bro? People are so hungry that they eating rats out here.
I don't even believe it, bro.
Why not?
New Hong King.
New Hong King. No duck sauce, no nothing. Just raw rat. What's up?
I need to see. Oh, shit. Oh,
I thought that was the what you gonna do now drop. Just came out of nowhere.
Come on.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. What else we got, Taylor? What else we got, Taylor? Your chain is fake?
Yeah, this is
Who's
Bronny
chain?
coming back at some guy that was
That rat shit was
the
crazy.
heckler.
I don't even. I'm upset. I saw that.
But that's what. But you should be upset about poverty and homelessness.
I'm also upset about that. I'm upset about both. Bronny saying he's changed. Oh, Bronny going through it.
So, and that was the guy. Sassy.
What do you,
Hey,
Bronny?
don't fall for this shit, Bronny.
No, Bronny did exactly what he was supposed to do. You troll me, I troll you back.
No, don't even give them the clout. He's giving them the clout.
I mean, why not?
Because then we talk about it here. If he just ignores them, nobody even hears that it happened.
Yeah, but if you're Bronny right now, this does nothing but good for you. Because people are like, yo, Bronny, I fuck with him.
No, because
he's not on the court right now, right? So his game isn't making people be like, yo, I fuck with Bronny. So they fuck with him when they see stuff like this. Because they want to know, you know what they want to know about Bronny right now? Especially after LeBron pressing Stephen A. Can he be his own man?
Yeah.
Can he stand up for himself?
Yeah, but what this does is just creates more buzz around him not playing. Like, I wouldn't give anybody the satisfaction. This is exactly what that guy wanted. That guy wants to talk shit, be acknowledged, and then post it on Instagram.
We don't even know who that guy is.
Exactly, though.
That's what I'm saying. All we're saying is that guy. But we're giving Bronny props because Bronny was like, yo, your chain fake. And that's a good comeback.
If it's fake.
I'm sure it was.
Are you sure he's
Even if it wasn't, it is now. Even if it wasn't, it is now because Bronny said it. And the fact he had to do this video with the duck lips showing it off lets me know it's probably not real. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that Bronny stood up for himself. Because I'm telling you, that's the only, I have no problem with what happened with Stephen A. and LeBron. I feel like, Stephen A. got a job to do. Whenever you step out and say, as a father, stop what you're doing. Now you're questioning my parenting. So I understand Bronny stepping to Stephen A. But the only person who...
That's a really good distinction on the Stephen A. thing.
Yeah.
Because he's implying that, or the implication is that LeBron isn't being a good father by allowing this to happen.
He's being the greatest father.
He's being the greatest father. But yeah, I actually... Wow, I haven't heard that said in a way where I would defend LeBron. But that is the shot. If you were just talking shit about the son's play,
that's it.
That's one thing. But saying LeBron is a father, you're implying that I'm the responsible party for the criticism of my son. And that is fair. What has Stephen A. said about that?
I don't know, but when people say things like LeBron put Bronny in that position to be criticized, so?
Yeah, so what? Welcome.
I put you in the NBA, 55th pick.
Nah.
You making a few $1 million a year to play ball?
Nah, this is
I don't
crazy.
give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, so?
Yeah.
And?
Yeah.
How am I a bad father for doing this?
Yeah.
Now, once again, critique Bronny's game.
All you want.
All you want.
That's a good
But
fucking
don't say,
point.
as a father. Because now you're questioning my parenting skills.
Has Stephen A. responded to that part of it? Has he taken accountability for that?
I think he did.
I thought he was doubling down, saying that he.
He has been doubling down, but I think he did say he understands where LeBron was coming from as a father. I'm pretty sure he did. Stephen A. Listen, Stephen A's a fair person. You can say whatever the fuck you want about Stephen A. Love him, hate him. He's always objective and he's always fair.
And he's down to have the conversation.
I don't even know. I'm not even joking when I say this. I don't even know who Stephen A. is biased towards. I'm thinking about that in sports. Like, everybody has their biases.
Skip has his thing.
Skip
but like,
got his
I don't
biases.
know. Yeah, that's a good point.
I've never heard Stephen A. be biased towards
Maybe
anybody.
he doesn't have the bias.
He's always been fair. The Martin Lawrence, Nino Brown turtleneck is crazy though.
Yeah.
This is the last thing I seen.
He looks like The Rock.
This is
last week.
What show was this on?
Gilbert Arenas.
Gil's Arena. Yeah. Salute to Gil.
You had called
Gil's
and said, Ron pissed off. Motherfucker mad as hell. He want to see you man to man. I said, what would I have done? Rich Paul said, you'd have hung up the phone and you'd flew to LA. I said, thank you. So my point is, rather than come up to me at courtside, all you had to do was say, yo, I need you to stay. Don't leave this game. I need you to see you after the game. That's all he had to say to me. Mm-hmm. Then as we speak, he says that. Let's take an example. He said what you just said. Yeah. I stand down. My bad. And not only that, I'm going to make sure I go on the air. I ain't look at it that way. That's on me. You didn't do that shit. You said you fucking with my son. No, I wasn't. I was talking about you. I was talking about you. Wasn't about your son. I know he's number 55. I know he got work to do. Whew. I believe that he got potential. Yeah. I believe that he got the potential to go pro. I truly believe that. It's going to be tough, but I think he can pull it off. And by the way, I'm rooting for him. I ain't rooting against nobody. But I'm talking about your ass. Mm. You did this. Mm-hmm. You the one that had us as reporters, as a league, as an NBA franchise. All of us got to sit back and be quiet and capitulate to your shit.
Come on now.
You did that. And so when I see people talking, and I'm like, oh my God, can somebody? I mean, I know I got a show, and I know I got my podcast, but I'm like, God damn, y'all, I'm fair. I don't give a fuck who it is. It's you, it's you, it's you. It don't matter who it is. Damn it, I'm just meeting you. If somebody unfair to you, I'm going to be like, that's not fair. That's not fair. But when it comes to me, everybody get crickets. That motherfucker Stephen A. on his own. That, respectfully, excuse my language, that's fucked up. I'm on my own. When number one, we know I'm right. Number two, we know the perspective that I'm coming from is real and it's authentic. Number three, he set this up. Number four, all you had to do was tell me. I fuck with Stephen A.,
but I don't know what he's arguing right now.
Me neither. Listen, Kenya told me, you keep talking about...
I don't understand what he's arguing right now. Like, if he's saying that I wasn't talking about Bronny, I was talking about you, yes, I believe that because he said, stop it as a father. So that is the reason why Bron pressed you.
Yeah, but he's saying that Bron pressed him off of other shit. He said Bron pressed him on, like, don't talk about my son. And he's like... He took accountability initially. Maybe in the heat of the moment, LeBron didn't say exactly what he wanted to say. And so it just comes off like, yo, stop talking about my son, stop talking about my son. But the reality is you're questioning me as a father. Yeah. Don't do that. You know what I mean? That makes more sense to me than anything. Stephen A. Smith did this after what he did on ESPN where he was like apologizing and all that. Mm-hmm. That's kind of wild, Stephen A. You know what I'm saying? You should have just left it at the apology. Yeah. Just left it at the apology. Salute to Stephen A. though. He got that $100 million. Did we ever talk about that? Nah, we got to talk about What'd you think about that? He deserves it. He deserves every penny of it. It's him and McAfee. The whole network is him and McAfee. Both of them deserve all the money. Stephen A. is probably Is he the greatest sports pundit of all time? I mean, who else? I can't think of I can't think of anybody who does it like him. I'm talking about this new era of sports pundit that gives their opinion, debates. Who else? I can't think of nobody. I'm really trying to sit here and think. I mean, there's announcers that come to mind, like the Howard Cosell's of the world, or but you're not thinking about it like that. Stuart Scott. But I'm talking about for what Stephen A. does. He's the first of his kind. I can't think of nobody that's better. What names pop up over there?
Bill Walton. But they're not really. Madden? Yeah,
but Madden called games. That's different.
Yeah, a lot of these are game callers I'm seeing on this list.
Stephen A. deserved every bit of that fucking $100 million.
I mean, Stephen A. is a bona fide celebrity outside of ESPN. He's just a celebrity, and that happens. I mean, people are asking him if he's going to run for president. You don't get there unless you're at the top of your field. So,
by the way, fantastic negotiating tactic.
Ooh.
We talked about that here on Burn Idiots before. I'm telling you, when you saw Pat McAfee was cooking and Shannon was cooking, even though Club Shay Shay isn't necessarily sports, but when he's cooking so much and then leaves FS1 and then comes the first take, there's a lot of conversation around Shannon Sharp, a lot of conversation around McAfee. Stephen A. was able to find his lane by saying, you know what, I'm gonna be over here talking politics, okay? And it took him to a whole nother level of notoriety and status. So if you think that didn't help with his contract negotiations, you bugging.
Also starting his own pod and that being successful, come on.
That was it, starting his own pod to talk about things other than sports.
You don't have a real offer until you got 2 offers.
You don't have a real offer until you got 2 offers. Unless you just got an offer from one that's just like trying to take everything off the table.
I mean,
man, could you imagine if women had to determine who they wanted to be with just by dick size? Fuck knowing you. Fuck you making them laugh. Fuck you being smart. Fuck all of that.
Yeah.
You walk in the room, another man walks in the room, and you like that guy in that swingers club in Atlanta. You pull out your 7.5, you like, yeah. Then here comes old elephant trunk. Now what?
What?
Can you imagine going in your girl's phone and she got a guy saved under E.T.?
Oh, no.
And you like, who the fuck is E.T.?
Elephant trunk.
Elephant trunk. This motherfucker's an alien. You know what I'm saying? An extraterrestrial. She putting his dick on her forehead, telling her to phone home.
Yeah, the forehead is crazy.
God
just
damn.
I told you, I mean, it has to be not a black woman. I just don't think a black woman would want that.
Man, what?
No woman wants a big dick like that. I'm trying to tell you.
Whatever you need to say to make us feel better, Taylor. I'm off.
Nah, now you spin.
Let's pay some bills. I'm thank you for that, Taylor. I really do.
Now
appreciate
you are
it.
spin.
I appreciate the fact that you care enough about us
that you would even say a lie like that.
You know what I'm saying? Fantastic segue into our sponsor.
Speaking of hard dicks that are big, Blue Chew is going to get you there, okay? If you want that elephant trunk, the only way to go to the zoo is if you pop a Blue Chew, okay? Same active ingredients inside Viagra, Cialis, but this is the Chew, this one that we rock with, the one get you extra hard with, okay? The one to make sure you're never in a swingers club in Atlanta with, okay? But if you are, you want to be there stiff, ready for the competition. You're going to get your first month free. All you got to do is go to bluechew.com, use the promo code IDIOTS. That's it. That's all you got to do. They're going to send you your first month free, and all you got to do is pay $5 shipping. What an amazing deal. Bluechew.com, promo code IDIOTS. All right, guys, let's take a break for a second. Listen, how many times have you said, I'll start my business next week, or I'll wait until things are settled down? Listen, the truth is there'll never be a perfect time to start your business, okay? The best time is now. Your business is going to change. You're going to find another interest. It's going to probably change. If you ask anybody who've ever started a successful business, I promise you like 90% of them started as something completely different. The point is, get after it now. Taylor Brands is here to simplify that process. Taylor is a complete business builder with everything you need to guarantee your business is set up for success from day one, okay? LLCs, we hear this term thrown around all the time. Why is that important? I don't know. Maybe your business does something fucked up and then you get sued. If you don't have it set up as a LLC, a limited liability corporation, they could come for your personal assets, come for your home, come for your wife's home. Shit. You need to protect yourself. You start up that LLC, and that can be a daunting task, but Taylor has your back. They can do that along with a bunch of other things, okay? You can register your LLC within minutes and keep your personal assets separate from your business assets. You'll get access to legal documents, licenses, permits, invoices, and bookkeeping, and even a business coaching program that will guide you through the first 100 days of your business. You'll also get a free personalized business plan, branding tools, and so much more. And of course, you know we're going to hook you up with a 35% discount. All you have to do is go to taylorbrands.com/idiots, okay, to get started. That is TAILORBRANDS.com/idiots. brands.com/idiots. Don't be a statistic. Set your business up right from day one. Now let's get back to the show.
Church announcement, Schultzy.
Just life, man. Let's keep watching life, bro. Let's keep running it up. It's crazy that we're in the top 10 still 2 weeks in, man. But let's run it 3. Let's run it 4. Keep spreading the word. Keep telling the people, your friends, your family. Keep telling everybody. That's the only reason it's still around there, man. So and thank you so much, everybody who's been DMing me and just telling me about their stories that were similar, and even just telling me they really enjoyed it and thought it was different.
Parenting.com.
Yo, shout out to
parenting.com. I read a great review about the life on parenting.com. Whoever that, I'm going to look her up because what I liked about her, she was very fair because she's not necessarily a fan of your comedy. Her name, let me see what it says. Melissa Willits.
Yes.
It said, I've been through IVF, but I didn't expect to relate to Andrew Schultz's fertility jokes. I tuned into Andrew Schultz's life expecting to be put off by his irreverent take on IVF, especially since I've been through it myself. But she actually enjoyed the special. She said, Andrew Schultz's take on IVF isn't for everyone. Tuning into life, I admit I was ready to hate on Schulz. Let's talk about that when we come back. Yep. Especially after hearing some people weren't fans of how he tackled such a sensitive topic. Schulz's humor often crosses the line with shocking and offensive jokes about race and disabilities that are hard to overlook. For instance, he makes a crude remark of his daughter looking Puerto Rican at birth and even refers to some of the embryos as the R word. These jokes are undeniably offensive and difficult to hear, especially when they hit close to home. But as I watched the stand-up, I immediately recognized that humor was Schulz's way of dealing with the disappointment of having to turn to IVF to have a baby and the suffering he endured watching his wife go through it. Indeed, if you endure IVF, I believe you have the right to say whatever you want about it. This is just what Schulz does in great detail. He takes viewers on the journey with him from start to finish. As he and Emma try to have a child, they first attempt to get pregnant naturally, then give
intrauterine
insemination, a shot, and finally resort to IVF. The young lady, her name is Melissa. She says she goes on to cry. You know what I'm saying? Watching the special. This is an honest review.
That was so. The fact that she even acknowledged getting emotional at the end and again, I'm grateful of every positive review. I'm grateful of everything, people even just watching it. It was really cool that she acknowledged her bias. I don't want to give somebody more credit because they're going, I was going to hate on it and then I ended up liking it. But what I like about it is this admission. I went in there thinking I wasn't going to like it, and we can talk about that. But for her to just appreciate the art, and that is the cool, that's the cool thing about art in general is you can go watch something you don't think that you would expect to like, and it can move you. And it was cool that she was honest. There's a lot of writers that they think that they're not
biased.
Well, no, they think they're not slaves to their audience. Oh, yes. Keep in mind, a lot of these writers think they're above being slaves to the audience. No. They write for magazines that have the magazines are just as biased as Fox News or CNN. They think they're above it because they're journalists, blah, blah, blah. No. You know who you're serving, and you're feeding your people the content that they like, and you can't even move away from it. They can't even have their own opinion. Their opinion is the audience's opinion. How cool is this chick that she risks potentially upsetting some people because she felt a real way about it. I thought that was really brave and cool, and obviously it's complimentary, so I like it, but I thought it was brave, and I was very grateful. Thank you very much.
I think you have a lot of people who are so afraid of the backlash they may get that they won't give it up for somebody.
They soft.
Even if you see social media doesn't like a person, if you're just watching a piece of their art and their art is good, give it up.
That's it.
That's it. You should be able to separate the art from the artist. I think so anyway.
At no point in time, and I don't want to belabor the Kendrick thing, have I ever said that he's not prolific, right?
No. You're giving it up for him.
Every single time. And it's just I think that's something we're pretty good on this pod about. Is we can say if you're nice, you're nice. We might disagree with you, but if you're nice, you're nice. And
let's don't approach it with hate. I don't like that expectation where you already in your mind feel like you know who a person is and you say, I expected to hate it. Why?
But that's
I give even if somebody's whacked 6 times in a row.
Yeah.
I'ma still listen the 7th time to see if it's changed for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I think that's unique. Most people feel a certain way and they're just looking to validate their feelings. That's why the news is the way it is. They got the left and the right.
Yeah.
And if you feel right, you tune into the right shit.
Or just say something ain't for you. I have no reason to criticize Playboi Carti's album.
Right.
None.
Yeah.
That shit ain't for me.
Yeah.
Nothing makes me feel older.
Yeah.
Than listening to Playboy Cardi. But if there's a mass amount of people that like something, I'm like, yo, that's for them.
Yeah.
They like it. They get it.
Here's what it
ain't
is.
for me.
Yeah.
I don't have no reason to kind of like, I think Playboy Cardi's whack, this and that, blah, blah. I don't have no reason to do that. It's just not for me.
Yep.
I might get it 5 years from now. Maybe I never will get it.
Yep.
But I have no reason to approach it. Even when I listen to this new album, I'm like, all right, I haven't gotten Playboy Cardi in the past. Maybe this time will be the time.
Did it hit you?
Nope.
yeah. I don't think I've ever listened to Playboy Cardi before.
Maybe I haven't either.
You have with Shifty a little bit.
I have with him.
Like Shifty's real in Playboy Cardi?
That's his generation. Like, I'm aware of who he is as a culture figure, but I know more about him not dropping music than dropping it.
I need one of the youngest to school me. Kai tonight got to school me to Playboy Cardi.
Yeah, Kai, put us on, man.
Yeah, Kai got to tell me what is the appeal to Playboy Cardi. Even somebody got to tell me. I need to know. I just want to know what is it about Playboy Cardi that people like so much.
He's built up great mystery. Like, I'll give him that. Like, in a time where everybody knows the intimate details about celebrities, I feel like no one really knows about Cardi. There he is.
Ring the gong.
There he is.
Chris Monroe, the Podfather.
Hashimarase. What do they say when you walk into a Japanese restaurant? You know, in the whole restaurant, Hashimarase.
Also, too, I want to tell everybody, Saturday, April 26th, the 3rd annual Black Effect Podcast Festival is happening in Atlanta, Georgia at Pullman Yards. Go get your tickets. It's going to sell out again this year. Everybody, I've been telling folks, man, we didn't plan it this way, but seems like it's going to be really one for the ladies. You know what I mean? You got the Trap Nerds podcast. They're there for all the gamers, but you got Good Moms, Bad Choices there. Naked with Carrie Champion's going to be there. The R&B Money podcast with Tank and Jay Valentine. And Sarah Jakes Roberts with the Woman of All podcast. And we're adding, I think, one more podcast to the lineup. But Sarah Jakes Roberts will be there with the Woman of All podcast. I'll be announcing some guests that'll be on the different podcasts soon. So go get your tickets, blackeffect.com/podcast festival. You know how we do. It's a real festival. We got the food trucks and we got the Black Effect Marketplace with all the merchandise and some of your favorite businesses in Atlanta. It's just an amazing event. And I'm happy to be doing it again for a third year. Nissan will be there with the Pitch Your Podcast. So for all the people that be trying to pitch podcasts to Black Effect, Nissan has the Pitch Your Podcast panel there. So you can go there and do that. So
are you able to get some good local restaurants and businesses?
That's what the Black Effect Marketplace is.
That's cool.
It's a whole food court. Like when if anybody that's been to the first two, you already know you're walking around the event space and you see all of the different food trucks and everything. It's all Atlanta. It's super Atlanta, man. Atlanta's been very good to us the last couple of years. So we're back this year at Pullman Yards. It's hosted by Decisions, Mandy and Weezy. They'll be hosting the whole thing. So Saturday, April 26th, go get your tickets, blackeffect.com.
Shout out to Mandy and Weezy, man.
/podcast festival. Absolutely.
Weezy, I just want to say...
happy birthday today, too. Today, we're recording this on Weezy's birthday. I don't know what day this pod is coming out.
Happy birthday, Weezy.
Birthday. And also, too, please, we're not late on YouTube. YouTube just be fucking with the Brilliant Idiots for some reason.
What you mean?
They get hit with copyright law.
All the time.
Really?
Constantly.
From like playing clips and stuff?
Clips, and then it'll be demonetized
Our content?
sometimes.
Really?
Yes. I got a theory about this.
We've been working on it.
Are we politicized?
Yeah.
You know what's so funny? I don't know if I said this last week, but like everybody I talk to in journalism and politics, and it could be like the most square motherfucker conservative dude. Everybody listens to Brilliant Idiots.
Yeah.
And literally everybody, and they say this, and I'm not just saying this to gas. They go, yeah, I think you guys are the most important podcast right now. I go, why? Because we've always kind of felt this a little bit. He goes, and he goes, because you guys have good faith discussions about topics that people are just dunking on each other on the internet usually. Yeah. Like you guys are actually friends, so you talk out these things from different perspectives, but the goal is not to humiliate one another. You guys will do that differently in different parts of the pod. And
talking about dick size.
Yeah, but that is a thing that we like to talk about. We do like them.
I don't like dicks.
But if they're the right size, you do.
Hold on, let's think this one through. No, Do I admire big dicks?
I think you do.
I think have this conversation. Listen, I'm not mature enough to have this conversation.
But the point I'm trying to make is it is cool that like people even in that political space see the value of the discussions we're having here. But even though we're not trying to have these discussions for value.
These are just regular, just good faith conversations that
This is how normal people talk about shit. What you see on the internet, what you see in a lot of these political shows is not a normal, you're hanging out at the bar having a discussion.
It's been going on since 2016.
Bro, I feel like it's been going on even before that. It's like, where on TV right now, genuine question, can you see people have a good faith discussion about politics? You tell me.
Bill Maher.
Outside of Bill might be the only one doing it. And he gets scrutinized so much for this exact thing that we should be doing.
I watch Bill Maher every week. I was watching Bill Maher this week with Governor Josh Shapiro was on there.
Shout out Bill Maher.
I thought Josh Shapiro did a fantastic job, by the way. I like Josh Shapiro a lot. Josh Shapiro had one line when they was asking him about the Chuck Schumer stuff, and he goes, "Look, I don't get caught up in all of that DC stuff. I don't play in that world. I'm in Pennsylvania with real people."
Ooh!
I'm gonna tell you why I love that line. If you're a Democrat, I'm gonna tell you the worst thing that you could do right now. Speak for that goddamn party. Okay? That party's brand is in such disarray. They have no ideology. The people that are actually governing, like the Josh Shapiros, the Gretchen Whitners, the Wes Moores, y'all stay in y'all states and keep governing and doing the work.
That's it.
Distance yourself from all of that shit that's going on in DC. Distance yourself from the party and speak for you.
That's it.
That's what I love what Josh Shapiro was doing on Friday.
Yo.
He didn't speak for the party. He was like, let me tell you what I did. In
for my
Pennsylvania.
people.
Yes.
And then what will happen is we'll see you doing that for your people, and then we'll start going, I wouldn't mind if he did that for me.
Listen, I think, first of all, I like Josh Shapiro a lot. I think he would be a great candidate for 2028, but this is my only problem. My only problem with the Democratic Party is that even the people that are good, the brand of being a Democrat is so bad.
Yeah, you got to rebrand
it'll
that.
Fuck this shit up.
You got to rebrand that.
Or just distant. Like, listen, I represent me.
Yeah.
I just happen to be a Democrat. I'm not happy with everything that the party's doing right now. I don't think we have a message, but let me tell you about what I did in Pennsylvania.
And tell us why you've been a Democrat and what it is that the Democrats have done historically that really resonated with you. And if your answer is helping disenfranchised people and giving them an opportunity to succeed in America and giving them that American dream, then that is going to resonate with people on the Republican side too. I think what you're saying right now is... yes, chef's kiss.
That was Josh's line, though. I heard that. That shit was music to my ears. I said, Governor Shapiro.
Keep cooking.
Repeat that shit over and over. I don't do that DC shit. I'm in with the real folks in Pennsylvania.
And that will resonate with them.
That shit will resonate. And also, Governor Shapiro actually does the work. I tell people all the time, just looking at his policies, looking at some of the things that he's done in Pennsylvania. You know, there's some things that I could point to right now that I won't. There's no need to. But there's some great things that he's done in regards to probation reform. This goes back to when he was an attorney general. The criminal justice reform. There's a lot of great things that he's done in Pennsylvania, like Governor Josh Shapiro a lot. And I thought that he was fantastic on Bill Maher. And he was fantastic on the overtime with Bill Maher, too. Yep. And, you know, Bill kept trying to press him to say you running in 2028. Why?
Yeah.
Like, let him cook. Let people get to know him on a national level.
Yeah, like right now, Newsom is so badly trying to be president. You could see it. And there are things that he's doing that are good. We have to compliment him when he does good things. But when you feel like somebody just wants to be president, it's harder to relate to them. When you feel like someone really just wants to help and represent their people, it is very easy to relate.
Governor Shapiro is a person that you can see genuinely just wants to help. And it's authentic. He talks about the work that he's actually done.
You know,
Gavin Newsom is one of the most inauthentic politicians I've ever witnessed in my life. Now,
but he's good at politics.
I respect. He's good at media.
Or whatever.
I respected his media strategy. I've already given Gavin Newsom props for that. I thought the podcast he was doing with Marshawn Lynch and the dude, the agent Doug, was great. I thought he was ahead of the curve on that. But this new shit he doing, it's not real.
Yo, two things that I think that Josh should do. He needs to go $1 million worth of game immediately. And he should go on Matt and Shane's podcast.
Who's Matt and
Shane Gillis and Matt McCusker. So Shane Gillis and Matt
Are they out of Pennsylvania?
Well, yeah, that's where they're both from.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So Shane started stand up in Philly, but he's from more like rural PA.
Shane is actually from somewhere.
Yeah.
I thought
You
he
think
was
he
made in a lab.
He was created.
I did. He was birthed.
He was birthed. He's a real human being.
Wow, I had no
from
idea.
Pennsylvania.
I had no idea.
Represents Pennsylvania. So
I agree with you 100%.
But think about going on both of those pods, speaking of both of them, and like really reminding those people from that state. They already know, but like you're here for that state, and you want to speak to all the people in that state. I mean,
Wallow got a story to tell about Governor Josh Shapiro. Maybe he's already told it, and I don't know, but that's his story to tell. But I'm telling you, Governor Josh Shapiro is the real deal. I don't know if the work is enough. Meaning that I don't know if just the work can get you elected anymore.
But this is the thing, like you have to go to places where people don't expect you to be in order for us to understand who you are.
Absolutely.
Like that's something I learned even from doing this like press run for the special, like going on all these different podcasts where people don't usually listen to me. The amount of like messages I get from someone's like, yo, I listened to the whole, Shannon episode. Like, oh shit. It made me kind of understand where you're coming from. And I used to read a headline and think one thing, but now I get where you're coming from. And it's like important to see that. You got to go to other people's homes.
Absolutely.
You can't play a home game and expect to win over people.
That's why we like people to judge. Pete goes everywhere.
He goes everywhere.
He's very versed. He's very fluid with who he talks to.
I feel like you're making a...
I am not.
I feel like you're doing something right now.
He's very fluid in who he goes to talk to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He goes to talk to the top of the tops, and he goes to talk to the bottom too. But the thing is that's crazy is you see him on Fox, you see him on MSNBC, you see him on CNN.
I saw him on Anderson Cooper once.
Really?
Yeah. Hold on. Where are you going with that? Wait, why is that so funny to you?
No. I think I saw that one too.
Yeah,
I saw him on Anderson
It was
Cooper
fire,
as well.
man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was good.
Pulled out the ET, man, and just
Let's play this. Let's play this. That's your home state too, Chris. You should be all in on Shapiro.
I'm a fan. What are you talking about?
Do you think the Jewishness stops anything?
Yes, a lot.
I don't.
Well, I hope you're right.
I don't.
He's pretty Jewish.
Because that's the only thing, even when he was VP, that's what everybody was saying. Like, oh, she can't elect him. He's going to be, he's Jewish.
I got a feeling that that's overinflated.
I do too, because where are all the pro-Palestine people right now?
Not even the Palestine. Like, I feel like there's so much talk. Like, if you go on X, you think all America cares about is Jews and like what do Jews control and everything, and Zionists and all this shit. Like, that's the only combo you see on X, right? Right. You get off of X, it's not much convo really. Nobody's really talking about it. It's almost to the point where I'm like, are foreign governments inflating these well, let me get it all out. But you're more privy to a lot of this shit. Are foreign governments inflating these conversations on certain social media apps to cause more disruption in America and make it seem like we're all real fighting?
Yes.
But in reality, I don't think many people are even thinking about Jews. Like, I don't even think it's part of their average conversation. I think the average person isn't even...
Let me see if Chris is honest. Who are the countries, Chris?
China and Russia.
Okay, just making sure you didn't leave China out. It's true, though.
Yeah.
Maybe 60 Russia, 40 China.
But still, like...
China's smart enough to let Russia do all the heavy lifting, and then they just add a little...
Bro, there was an episode where Rogan had this guy, Daryl Cooper. He's this historian, and he has different takes on things, and I understand there's criticism for his takes, and you should be able to criticize every single person that puts something out on the internet for consumption. I'm totally fine with that. You can look at it and say it's not factually accurate. Of course, all these things. But the way that Twitter reacted to this, you would think that it was like a Rogan episode where he has Elon on or Kanye on or Trump on, where it's just hundreds of millions of views because of the amount of discussion. And then I went and I saw the episode, and it's like a low-performing episode for Rogan, for like what Rogan can generate. So I saw that, and I'm like, hold on, are we being tricked or manipulated? Or is somebody else inflating the level of this content? And it's a very important thing to key into.
We know this for a fact.
Yeah.
Well,
this ain't shit that we are discussing. Like, this shit is, we know this for a fact.
Yes, but the average person might not. Sorry, Chris.
Russia's figured out something, which I think is smart, but unfortunate for us, which is it's a lot easier to invade a country and a lot more cost effective to invade a country via social media than it is with tanks
100%.
or drones or soldiers on the ground.
Yep.
They've already invaded.
You could sway public sentiment because unfortunately, there's a lot of creators out there that aren't creating authentically. They're creating algorithmically. Like whatever the algorithm seems to serve, they just start creating that shit. So a lot of these people that like some of you guys are like following and like consuming their content, they don't even believe that shit. They just made a video and it got views. So they're like, oh, this is my identity now. They're plastic bags in the wind. But now to know that those views aren't even real and it's just China or Russia inflating to make it seem bigger than it actually is, go.
But what happens is they reach a certain inflection point, and then what happens is the
people take it over.
It creates its own momentum, and then it is real.
So,
and then it does become
you hear
real.
we said Israel.
Yeah.
So they always slide it in. This is what happens a lot of times with music, right? It's like you can make a song go number one, and then sometimes the people see it at number one, and then they like the song, and now the song takes off on its own.
Sure. Yeah.
But it is something that we should be aware of, and the American people should at least be aware of. When you see that much conversation about something on one social media platform, and then you don't really see it anywhere else, it's something to key into, in my personal opinion.
That's why I said the thing about
astroturfing, I think is the name for it.
Probably astro gliding, because they fucking you in that. But here's the thing. This is what I would say, right? I was talking about
I should have never taught you about homosexuality. I regret it.
The pro-Palestinian crowd, right?
Yeah.
I feel like it was more conversations around that during the election. It was disrupting Kamala's campaign rallies.
And now all of a sudden
they were saying things like, you can't, there's no way you could pick Josh Shapiro as your running mate because he's Jewish, Zionist. Like there was now, but after
about this. Think about this. Go.
Trump is talking about literally ethnic cleansing.
Wait, what?
Yes, he's literally talking about ethnic cleansing.
Wait, where? What are we talking about?
In Gaza.
Oh, yes. Got it.
He's talking about Mara Gaza,
So-
building hotels on the beach. Where is that crowd now to be at Trump?
So check it out, right? This is actually this is really interesting. Who does that serve the most? That fracturing of the Democratic Party over that issue serves who the most?
The far left?
The Republican Party.
Sure.
Right? Because, if the Democrats are fractured on an issue, they can't all get behind this one dude or chick, i.e. Kamala, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of them go, I'm not going to even vote. Some of them might even go, you know what, I'm going to go with Trump because it looks like he's going to make a ceasefire. So who is this an advantage for? Now, could it come from the conservatives, or could it come from other countries that feel like they might have a better shot of getting what they want if there is Trump in office? These are the type of things that we don't know exactly what it is, but you can at least look at the marketplace and know that you're potentially being manipulated. This is good shit Americans should know. Is that a fair assessment? I try not to be biased.
I believe it 99%. It happened.
100.
I think 100%.
Still happening, I think.
And the irony is, this is the playbook that we've run on other countries over the years.
I'm not saying that we're not guilty of it too.
Yeah, we've gone into Guatemala, we've gone into Iran, we've gone into a million places and pitted different factions against each other.
I'm not saying
And
that
we know somebody whose parents work in psy-ops. We're whispering. I don't want to put it out there, but their parents work in psy-ops.
Really?
Yes. And so it's like, first of all, we already knew this, but when you know somebody who works in psy-ops, they'll tell you, we've been doing this to other countries for years, decades.
Yeah.
Now other countries are doing it to us.
So just be aware of what you're consuming.
The far left should have been the most activated and organized against Trump, and they were completely missing. And I believe it's because, I don't feel right saying that Gaza is a distraction, because Gaza is a very real thing and very real things are happening.
Absolutely.
But it was a distraction to the far left.
You can't make me believe that a bunch of people in Dearborn, Michigan thought that Donald Trump would be better on Gaza.
Right.
Than any Democrat. By the way, everybody's going to always support Israel. There's
he did
nobody
get a ceasefire. You can't say that he isn't more.
Yeah, but at what price is there going to be a ceasefire?
I don't know, but the ceasefire did happen. We have to at least acknowledge that.
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, you got to give it up to where it is.
If you want to do a ceasefire, but then if you're saying we're going to take these 2 million people from Gaza and move them other places, they don't want that either.
Oh, of course not. But they weren't pitching that during the election or during the what's it called during the campaign.
What's going to happen after the ceasefire is going to be the real tell.
Absolutely. But this is more of a discussion of how are you manipulated and how can we tell we're being manipulated? Like we even found out that, and this is fact, there was a Russian company that was paying prominent YouTubers to push.
Drop the list.
They did. It was, who was it?
We talked about this.
Tim Pool was one of them. Now, he remains that he did not know that was the influence.
Because they funneled it through different...
Exactly. And I believe that too.
I believe that.
But it think about it like this. You have to look at this and you have to go, okay, you might not know, but why are they targeting your opinion?
Because of your platform.
They not giving us money because they know we're not saying the shit that's sympathetic.
They
right? They are targeting people that they believe to be sympathetic to their cause, and they were rewarding them making videos about that specifically to influence people in our country.
Tucker Carlson.
Was Tucker on the list?
If Tucker should be the list.
Well, hold on. Was he? This is.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember. But there was another study that talked about how they'll send these bad faith. They'll send these bad faith actors to shows. Like they were talking about these bad faith actors they send to shows to target the show's audience. Breakfast Club was on that list, you know what I mean? But it's just like, I don't think that these people are necessarily bad faith actors.
Who'd they send?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think these people are bad faith actors. They just believe what they believe. Mm-hmm. Like Vivek Ramaswamy or Larry Elder or Lauren Trump, they believe what they believe.
They're called useful idiots.
Or maybe they're just called conservatives.
Well, sure. I guess what I'm saying is they're useful to their cause. I don't believe Vivek is an idiot. I don't believe Larry is an idiot. Of course not. These are brilliant people. But if a foreign government feels like they're more sympathetic to their cause, then they're going to try to do anything they can to inflate their opinions.
Yeah.
And that's okay too if you believe in those opinions. You want them inflated. You just got to be careful who they're being inflated by.
Yeah, that's why it's funny when and I know you didn't say that they're idiots, but when people do use those terms, and they go, "Oh, he's a useful idiot," this and that. The idiots won.
So
who's really the idiot?
I think they should call them useful geniuses.
That's what I'm saying.
Because they're effective.
Who's really the idiot? If they're able to message and communicate what it is they believe in more, if they're able to make the American people believe what they believe in more, or even believe like they're the better option, who's really the idiot?
Yep.
We are.
Maybe, I don't know.
I think we're just uninformed, and I think that like what happened to a lot of us is like we became disillusioned by like traditional media. So we went to podcasts to start telling us the truth, and we figured, well, there's no way the podcast could be influenced because these are just people that are researching stuff on their own, and they are just disseminating that information to the people. They're honest, they're truthful. Well, you know what happens? Once podcasters start making real money, they're susceptible to getting paid for shit.
The same forces that manipulated mainstream media now are manipulating whatever this is.
I got another. I agree with that too. I got another perspective. My perspective is people love crews, right? But they love when your crew is solid. Mm-hmm. If your crew looks splintered in any way, shape, or form, I don't want to be a part of that. One thing you can say about Republicans, they always look solid because they always are on the same page with shit. Regardless of what they say about each other in the media, whatever, when it comes to that vote, they're all going to vote down the line. Democrats don't do that. We just saw it last week, right? We just saw it last week. Well, whether it's 10 Democrats voting to censure Al Green or Chuck Schumer and who else? Fetterman, was like 8 other Democrats who I think Gillibrand, they all decided, hey, you know what? We're going to vote with Republicans on this bill that they told us was terrible.
But go.
Don't tell me something is terrible.
And then support it.
Don't tell me something is bad. Don't tell me it's the worst thing for the American people, but then vote for it. How about negotiate, Chuck?
I completely agree with you there, which is misleading to the people, right? You tell us one thing and then you go, it's the same criticism.
Within days.
Yeah.
Within a day.
Yeah.
Literally.
No, it's the same criticism you had for the politicians that were calling Trump Hitler
That's right.
and then were chumming it up with him. I get that too. But what I do think is very important is that we actually are not so politically rigid. Like I admire somebody who is critical of their own party and will vote with the opposition if they think it's in the best interest for the country. And I think Republicans should do that more, and I think Democrats should do that more. It'd be great if it wasn't so polarizing.
I think those 8 Democrats like the bill. And if you like the bill, tell me what you like about the bill.
And then maybe I'll like it too.
That's right.
If you feel confident
right.
in the bill and you feel like it's in the best interest of Americans, tell me why.
That's right. Don't tell me that the bill is terrible.
So that you
hate
pacify
the bill,
me.
But I gotta vote for it.
No,
Why? No, you don't.
No,
you
no,
can
no.
negotiate. Use your motherfucking leverage. You voted for that bill, Chuck Schumer and Gillibrand and Fetterman, because you like the bill.
Yeah.
Don't tell me otherwise.
And you know who
'Cause if you tell me otherwise, I'm looking at you crazy.
You lost our trust.
That's it.
You had our trust, but then you lied to us.
Come on, man.
You have to explain to us why you're doing the things you're doing. If you say you're doing one thing and then you flip when the vote comes, why would I believe anything else you say?
If you got a homeboy,
talk to me.
And there's a suspicion that he's gay.
Yeah.
You don't know this for sure.
Yeah.
But then you walk in one day and you see him sucking a.
Yeah.
You see it.
Yeah.
But he's looking at you saying, I'm not gay.
Yeah. I'll be like, well, do you have to get a spending bill passed? I'll be like, this guy's a patriot. He'll do anything for this country.
Greatest show on goddamn
Yeah,
earth.
it
Don't you
is.
ever motherfucking think
It
that
is.
Brilliant Idiots is the greatest motherfucking
It
podcast
is.
on earth. You're going to rewind that and then you're going to catch it. Okay? All right? Let's pay some bills and do some asking idiots, man.
Guys, this has also been brought to you by Squarespace, man. Squarespace is the GOAT, bro. First of all, shout out to one of our longest supporters. Held us down from day one, it damn near feels like. You already know what it is. If you don't know, you've been living under a rock. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. If you have a business, you need a place for it online, or we don't even believe it's real. You look like a con artist if you don't have a website for your business. Whether you're starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time. You can sell your time all in one place on your terms. Squarespace Payments is the easiest way to manage your payments all in one place, okay? They can do it with Squarespace. Onboarding is fast and simple. You can get started with just a few clicks. Start receiving payments right away. Plus, give your customers more ways to pay with popular payment methods like Klarna, ACH, Direct Debit, Apple Pay, Afterpay, and ClearPay, okay? Measure your end-to-end online performance with powerful website and seller analytics. Get insights on top traffic sources, understand how your reach is growing, track sales metrics, and learn where to focus new engagement. It's all the data that you need to scale your brand and business, fully integrated and clearly displayed. So head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/idiots to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/idiots to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Now let's get back to the show.
Let's do some Asking Idiots Taylor gang. Let's see what we got here. Eric Beevil, Do Agent, says, where's Alex Media? Did Brilliant Idiots and DEI policies get rid of the gays?
Yo, Trump fixed the country. We no longer have to have a resident homosexual.
Yeah.
And so we let Alex go take a nice little break.
Where is Alex, actually? I don't know where Alex is. I think he went to go get a DDL.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah, what is that?
The dick enlargement. You ain't heard
Yeah,
about
but
that?
what does DDL stand for? Is it
Zillion?
What?
Dazillion?
I'm trying to think of an African country that starts with G. No, Django Dicklift.
Django Dicklift is crazy.
Yeah.
I think he gonna come in here with that Django Dicklift.
Yeah, we need to see you in shorts, Al.
Ooh,
We need
he
to see
can't
you.
wait. When he come in here with just some gray sweatpants, you gonna know what time it is.
We're gonna make you show the print.
Yeah, but that's what he is. He really is out the country getting some type of surgery.
No,
that's
Alex-
why he got shaved. That's why he did the Brazilian wax.
Saw that.
He did the Brazilian wax
Saw
because he
that.
knew he had to go have that fucking surgery.
Alex getting more dick. Alex, we on to you, bro.
We all got. I already told y'all where the dick is hiding. I mean, inside of us. I don't mean like, you know what I'm talking about. The dick is, no, I told y'all. It's at the back. All guys just do a little test. You might need to do it anyway. The test for, some type of cancer, testicular cancer. But just check right there at the back. You'll see how much extra dick you got.
I hate this guy.
Keller Wando 36 says, if there was one unexpected part about fatherhood you learned about yourself, what is it? Oh, this is an easy call.
Go.
The one unexpected part about fatherhood you learned about yourself is that, ready or not, here it comes.
Oof.
Once you become a father, you become a father.
You're in the game.
There's no manual for it. There's no rule book. There's no guidelines. I remember my oldest daughter, my mom just said to me, just love her.
That's it.
That's all you can do. Everything else will fall into place because everybody's got different ways that they parent.
Mm-hmm.
There's really nothing to do except for love that child.
Yeah.
And, just try to, all of the things that caused you trauma as a child, don't do that to your children. And if you do find yourself doing certain things, apologize for it. I promise you, man, I'm sorry it'll go a long way with your kids, yo. And explaining to your child why you reacted the way that you do.
That's beautiful.
You know, and because these kids got the language. They get the fucking In and Out Part 2, bro.
What do you mean In and Out?
You ain't seen In and Out Part 2?
Oh, no. Inside Out.
Inside Out Part 2. There you go. Inside Out Part 2 is giving these kids the language.
Yeah.
Okay? Like me, I'm like, my daughter was going to therapy when she was 13, not because something was wrong.
Yeah.
But just because I'm like, why not?
It's a great advantage to have.
Come on, man.
I was able to do therapy as a kid too.
Just because.
Yeah.
And I think it's really beneficial to them. So yeah, man, just love. What's one unexpected part about fatherhood you learned about
I think
yourself?
that's the best advice. And I'm so early into it, but I think that there's so many books about like how to parent and like what's the perfect way to parent. And I've found like really invested parents who truly love their kids, they might do things that are like off book and they might go against like what the parental curriculum is. Mm-hmm. But I think kids, they have this innate feeling and confidence. And I felt it from my parents when they're really loved and they have a lot of respect for you because of that. I don't think loving your kids ever gets in the way of their development.
I agree.
I'm hoping that goes a long way.
Alexa Grin says, I'm a dude. How the fuck do I sell the idea of getting a full wax to my girlfriend? Tell your girlfriend to watch Life Special and watch how Andrew, when he talks about his wife giving him head, picks his teeth. I'm serious. Watch the Life Special, and when he talks about his wife giving him head, he picks his teeth out like.
Yo, you got it. Wait for her to pick her teeth once. Wait for her to, when she's giving you head and then she just picks pube out of her teeth or anything like that once, and then you jump on that opportunity. You go, you don't have to go through that. Man, I got this.
Yes.
Just say, I'm doing it for you. Even though you're doing it for yourself, say you're doing it for her. I saw you picking your teeth. I can't let my queen go through that.
I can only tell you words that have been used in my life since I got my Brazilian wax. Game changer.
Game changer.
That's the word. That's the word my wife says.
Game changer.
Game changer.
That's fire.
So if you want to bring a game changer to your house, go get the Brazilian wax.
That's fire.
Ain't no hair on pornos. We always look at the women and be like, yo, the woman got the ball, poom, poom. Ain't no hair on the guys either. They get it waxed for a reason. It makes it look bigger. And I'm telling you, man, if I was Al Bundy, I wish I could just walk around with my hand in my pants all day. Yo. Like my balls feel like, you remember in Boys in the Hood, those two meditation balls that Trey's dad had, and he was just doing them like that. What's them two metal balls called, Chris? You know the metal balls people be using in their hand like a stress reliever?
Yeah, I actually do know what
are they called?
I can't remember.
That's how your balls feel, bro.
Yeah.
Like when you take a piss, you're like, God damn.
Feels amazing, yeah.
Man, I love exfoliating the balls down there. You got to do that to keep the bumps off. You don't exfoliate, Taylor?
She's a mom, bro.
No, I'm just saying, like, we're balls.
Shocked, like, that shit hurt. So you doing that
Didn't hurt the second time.
Crazy.
Didn't hurt the second time.
Nah, don't say that. Don't say that.
I was in too much of a rush to go back. I enjoyed the experience so much. So I went back after 4 weeks.
Enjoy it. That shit hurt.
I went back after 4 weeks. She told me, you don't need to come back for another, you don't have to come back for 5.
And you were like, can you just hold it again like you did before?
Let's do one more.
Wait. Okay, hold on.
One more.
Okay, hold on.
No, then go to, I like the one, like that. Which one?
I thought this one was funny.
God damn it. The colonoscopy one was better because I have had a colonoscopy.
I know, but they didn't hear. They gotta go back to the episode.
Okay. All right. Let's see. What was it? If you had Samboy530_ says, if you had a son, would you want him to have a smaller or bigger than you? Come on, man. Easy call.
Bigger.
You want your children to be better than you in every way.
Hell yeah.
Really?
I got the 1978 model. I want him to have one of them fucking 2026 juggernauts that you showed us, Taylor. That shit, them shit was not made till after 2005. I'm telling that shit Taylor showed us.
Nah, that's new.
That YN?
Yeah, that's new.
That YN had some shit.
That's GMO.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I want him to have the big joint, like the new Escalade.
100%.
You know what I mean?
They
I'm surprised.
Nah, there's no, when you They say that when your dad dies, you will realize you lost the one man that always wanted you to be better than him.
That's right.
And that is a fact. We want everything for our kids to be better than us. Their dicks bigger, better at sex.
I'm probably never gonna have a son, but if I had a son, I would want him to, do everything I learned late. I want him to learn early. I want him to be in therapy. I want him to just be a better person than I was early on. I want him to be smarter. I want him to make more money. I want him to have a bigger dick. Of course.
That's a bad person competing with their kids, man.
What?
That's a bad person.
What kind of hater are you that you want your son to have a smaller dick than you?
That's a bad person. Go out there, have bigger dicks, man.
Okay.
I want to walk in the house, catch him with something, but as soon as I walk in the house,
you hear it.
I hear it.
You hear it.
So before
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I want my wife to barge in because I'm going to let him finish.
No. You grab her before and just wait outside the door and listen.
Like, don't do that. Imagine if somebody would have did that to you.
Exactly. Let her finish.
God.
Let her finish.
God.
Let her finish.
Damn. God.
We love y'all, man.
All right. That's it.
We love y'all.
Yeah, we love y'all, man. As always, if you listen to this podcast, you think we're smart, you think we're intelligent, you think we're absolutely right. But if you listen to just no, because I'm just thinking about, imagine if you did walk into your house, how would you handle that if your fucking son was piping something down? Because the way you handle it with your son would be totally different than your daughter.
Nah, you'd be like, all right.
Because you walk in and you hear that coming from your daughter's room, you like,
no, that's crazy.
She better be a lesbian. That better not be her, goddammit. All right. Seriously, man.
Buckle up.
Yeah, facts. We got girls, man.
Buckle up.
We got girls.
God,
I'm the one coming
it's
with
going to
the sun.
happen.
Yo, all right. As always, if you listen to this podcast, you think we're smart, you think we're intelligent, you think we're brilliant, you're absolutely right. But if you listen to this podcast and you think we're just a couple idiots who don't know shit, you're right too. It's the Brilliant Idiots Podcast. Thank you for listening.